What up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today I've actually got cups again. And as you read the thumbnail and read the title, we're doing plants. I got these plants from Topfin. I'm gonna show you them now actually. These are the Bacopa tropical culture, sorry. These I believe are high or tall plants, yeah. I love these plants, they grow pretty tall. I think they even start turning a little red once they get to a certain size, but really cool plants. The exact title. Here we go. Let's make that a quick little thumbnail. Don't forget your coffee. Anywho, let's get started. We're using sand as substrate. I don't know how many I'm gonna need, but we're gonna start off with 4, and we'll see how many we need after that. Again, we're going through the same process as before. We grab a cup full of sand. Again, this is just regular sand, regular substrate that I can get from Petco. I just had this laying around, so that's what we're gonna use. I like to fill the cups a little bit, about halfway. Don't want too much more than that, to be honest. Try to take out the rocks. You don't need to, but you could. Well, that's good enough. Anyway, let's come and show you guys. Let me see. There we go. It's a little better. And then we have a little bit of water, and of course we add a little bit of water. This is just to make the sand easier to work with, like I mentioned in the past video. If you haven't seen other plant videos, you should definitely check that out. I'm basically just trying to show you exactly the way I would plant these plants. Now we just stir it up using the back of a marker. You could use your finger, to be honest. Basically making it to when you go to the beach and you play around with the sand, you make a sand castle. You know, you don't want to use just dry sand. Wet sand is usually easier to mold, so that is basically the same process that I'm doing here. You don't need it to be too watery, but you do want it to be easy to move around, and also it'll hold the plant down a lot better. Anywho, let's get started by cutting this. You gotta be careful because these plants are right at the edge. I stuttered for a second. So we open up these bad boys. These do have a little bit of a strong smell. They've been in here for a while, I can tell. They look great though. What's it called? They have this gel substance growing on it. I just rinse this off. What's it called? Try to take off as much as I can first, and then I rinse off the rest. This is supposed to go away anyway with water, so shouldn't have any problem with that. Oh, looks like I took off a piece of plant. I'm gonna go rinse this off again. I just run what do you call room temperature water, not too cold, not too hot, until all of the junk comes off. Make this video not too long because someone mentioned that I'm gonna make my videos maybe a little too long and I drag it out, so we'll try to cut this shorter a little bit. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So we don't need more than 4. You could split this open, I get. Okay, I did that by accident. I wouldn't recommend it. I would wait for this to start to grow, and then I would try getting some cutlings off. When you want to propagate this, it's pretty simple. You just cut it anywhere through here. You want to, let's say, if you want to cut off a piece from this plant, you want to cut off right probably in the middle or towards the top of the leaf, right on top. Usually that's the best way to propagate, but let's get started. Anyway, you want to make a little hole inside the plant, inside the substrate, basically where the plant is going to go. Let me try to remove as much water as I can in this one. So yeah, make a little bit of a kind of basically where the plant is going to go. There's no way else of saying this. You could use tweezers. I'm lazy to find mine, to be honest. So all I'm going to do is simply, sorry, this other piece came out. I'm going to just simply drop this in place, and sorry, I didn't make this deep enough. There we go. You don't want to cover the leaves. Try not to cover as many as you can, for the simple point of the leaves are what creates the energy from the light that you would be using in your aquarium. So like I mentioned before, you don't want to cover up the leaves, but if you do 1 or 2, those leaves probably will die. won't really kill the plant or anything like that, but if you could avoid to, definitely should. Again, I didn't remove everything. Nothing happens if you leave off a little bit of the gel. But again, you just grab it, put it in place, and then just fill it back up. Kind of like you would if you were to plant outside in your backyard or anything like that. Actually, I should add a little bit of water now that these two have been planted. Like so. Again, we're going to do the same process over here. Try to remove as much of the water as I can. Grab this nice big one. This is beautiful. I really love these stem plants, like especially when they look like this. Again, just fill in the sides. Grab as much water as you can to fill it up. And then you make another hole over here. Then you grab your roots. Again, you would start where the bottom leaves are. You could actually pull off the ones that you think are going to get covered anyway. Actually, that might be more beneficial if anything. Oopsie. You want to be careful for that though. Not that this is garbage yet. I'm going to keep all those pieces and try to replant those. But then you just cover this up. Like so. And that is your plant. Now again, we add a little bit of water. Make sure that it stays in place. You could press around the plant to see if there's any air bubbles that come up. Basically squeezing down any space that, basically any chance of it coming out of the substrate. And yeah, now I have all these extra pieces, which I'm also going to plant. Yeah, but I'm gonna grab my tweezers for this because these are gonna be a little weird to plant. I have my handy dandy tweezers. These are for reptiles, by the way, but as long as you don't leave them in the water, it shouldn't rust. Anyway, I could do a whole other plant, or I could just add it to the same plant that I took it out from. So that's what I'm gonna do with this one. What I would recommend is I would grab the end of my tweezer to the end of the root, where it broke off. Leave a little bit out. Don't squeeze too hard that you actually, start hurting the plant or anything like that, but you want to be nice and firm. So when you go into the substrate, you can start to let go slowly, and I kind of like jiggle my tweezers around to see if it stays on. See, it came out. I have to redo that again. Try to reach as far as you can go. Start to let go of the tweezers a little bit. Let the sand basically take the place of where your tweezer used to be. Push it down a little bit more. And you should be good to go. Now, there's a high likely chance that this piece might actually fall out when you're putting in this into the aquarium. So just keep an eye out for that. Then you have all these little pieces. So what should we do? I could leave them floating and they might actually start to grow roots. Or you could just try to plant them yourself, which is what we're going to do. I'm going to put one in each of these plants. Each one of these pots. Again, these are just little containers I got from Chipotle. Actually, they use the ones that they use on their sides, for their sides if you take away. Grab this. Again, same process, not too hard that it hurts the plant, but just enough to make sure it doesn't fall out. And you're good to go. Now let's place these guys in the aquarium. I have our plants, and they're actually going to go into this tank when I have my L397s growing up. The purpose of the video, I'm only going to show you guys three, so I'll make the video too long. And I also dropped one of these, so I have to be playing down, let's be honest. So anyway, you want to grab. It's kind of a little bit of a trick to it. Kind of want to grab and slowly go down and start to fill up the cup. This way you don't make all the top of the sand come back up. See how it's filling up? Nice and slowly. Placing it down, letting any air get out. And this way we have this here. You can actually pick up this PVC pipe, because that was just used in the feeding. Grab our second one. Again, really get filled up. And then we come on down here. We want to try to spread them out. They don't do that. Have a lot of moss in here too. Could take some of that out. Here we go for the third one. And technically our last one because I dropped one. It happens, I'm clumsy. See, it's an empty egg snail. Empty shell of snail. This was outside and dried. I had snails before in the aquarium. This is from last year out in the cold, so I really don't believe that it survived. Any type of snails that would have survived. As well as I don't believe any could survive, especially being dry outside, so that's fine. I'm gonna add another one in here, but yeah, pretty much done. I want to mention I like to write, is it Bacopa? Yeah, Bacopa. I like to write down the name of the plant because I forget. I'm gonna add the last one that I took out. I wasn't gonna show you guys this, but I'm aware mistakes happen. And I wanted to show you guys I am not perfect. Sometimes I make mistakes. And that's it. And that's pretty much it. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos just like this one. Anyway, peace. The end. And thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.